Portsmouth 0, Wednesday 1. I weren't going to do a vlog, whatever you want to call these reviews. I weren't going to do one this weekend because I've been away. And thank you very much. I've had a lovely weekend. Come back and all my gutters are hanging off the house because it's snow, but that's a different matter. Bizarre actually. Set off from the icy tundra that is our estate. Someone's got onto the parkway, cleared as a whistle. It looks like he's never had a flake. Sun's shining down. I've had to put shades on and I put window. There you go. And got back here tonight. Still a foot of snow all down pavements and curb edges, but there we go. Anyway, so I weren't going to do a review, but I got back and I thought, I'll just watch game. I ain't got time for a review, I'll just watch game. Then I watched it and I thought, now I've got to do one for this. Portsmouth maybe caught Wednesday off guard a little bit here, went to a 4-4-2. Actually, it was more of a 4-4-1, but Macy in goal, back for Rafferty, Raggett, Towler and Ogilvie, Lane, Tunnicliffe, Morell and Dale across the midfield, and Piggott and Bishop up top, although Piggott was dropping more into the hole on occasions. Wednesday unchanged has travelled down to Fratton Park. Dawson in goal, back three of Iorfa, Flint and Famewo. Midfield, Palmer, Byers, Volks, Bannon and Brown retaining his spot on the left. And up front, Smith and Windass. Portsmouth went with a 4-4-2. I think that did catch Wednesday off guard a little bit, probably first 5 or 10 minutes. Really getting ball in wide areas and trying to get ball into that Colby Bishop at top of pitch. They also played Accrington Stanley, striker that they signed, 19 goals in all competition, so somebody to keep an eye on there. And first 10 minutes, the way he was drifting around, he was causing Flint 1 or 2 problems, and Flint's a beast, but his movement very lively. A funny little minute, 4 minutes in, Palmer and Ogilvie both go for the same ball, both going hard, and ball pops. Both players rubbing their ankles. Ball pops when there's a new ball on, not seen that for a while. And then there's been a Wednesday get a throw on that side. Volks goes over, drives ball with Towel, takes long throw. Next thing, their manager, Musinho, is it? He's sent one assistants off, scampering around pitch, go and nick Wednesday's towels. Comes back, referee's seen it, and game gets stopped. That first 10 minutes, it was an end-to-end game. It was quite entertaining, scrappy but entertaining. And then there's this stopping play, Towelgate. Right, carry on. Very Sunday league. Wednesday, not to be deterred, scored a goal, 11 minutes, and it's absolute route one. Dawson's got ball, arrows it up pitch. Smith does really well, and he just guides header on to Windass, takes it in stride, lets it sit up, and hits it with a lovely crisp half volley right into far bottom corner. Fantastic goal from Wednesday. Lovely strike from Windass. Great play from Smith because it's a perfect guided header. And their defender, there'll be questions asked of him because he don't even try and get up. Smith don't really jump, he just guides it. Their centre half gets up and tries to get over him, but he's too busy getting it that one and trying to hold him, but Smith's bigger than him, so it just... Lovely goal. Wednesday take lead. And it sort of rattled their cage a bit. They really started piling forward after that. Like I said, they'd go with a 4-4-2, well, more of a 4-4-1-1 to my eyes, but so they were trying to get us overloaded. So they got Dale and Ogilvie down left-hand side, trying to get at Palmer, play little 1-2s on that side, and on the other side it was Lane was the attacker and Rafferty with the right full-back, thought he was a good player. They were trying to get them little 1-2s, getting, stretching behind that ball in behind Brown. So they were really going for the width. What that did mean, though, is that Byers and Bannon were having to shuttle out there all the time and make a 2v2 in wide areas. Fantastic from them. Superb hard work, grafting for the team. But what it also did is it meant there was then room in middle for Tunnicliffe and Morell, who were a good player. Plenty of room for them to start spraying ball about. So when it did go in, when Bannon or Byers went out, when it came back inside, Volks were finding him sending there with a 2v1 sometimes. Sometimes a 2v2 if the other one had tucked in. But they were starting to control that midfield area, I felt, in terms of possession of ball. And it was because of those wide overloads. Wednesday were dealing with it, but it then creates spaces somewhere else. After Wednesday scored, I'd say Portsmouth probably had the next 10-15 minutes actually. And as I said, it's because of the way they were using the ball, those overloads in wide areas, they were getting a grip of midfield and possession. The one thing that did surprise me a little bit though is the sort of reticence to put a first time cross into the box. Laney, especially down that right hand side, left footer, coming inside and creating that space for Rafferty, I like the look of him, to get on that overlap and put a delivery in. But a lot of the time, they'd have that extra little 1-2, that extra little touch, before they put the delivery in. And he'd got a great cross on him, by the way, but little sort of wait before they put delivery in allowed Wednesday time to get things organised in the middle. And of course, when you've got players with the pace and power and height of Flint, Iorfa and Firmao, it were dealt with. They put loads of crosses into the box and they were all headed out or blocked out. Wednesday got a great shape in there, but like I said, they did have opportunities to get that ball in a little bit earlier, and I'm surprised he didn't. 30 minutes on clock, massive blow for Wednesday. Byers goes down, gets a little bit of treatment, don't look good though, and then he goes back on and he's running gingerly, and I don't know what it were, but at a guess I would say it's his hamstring. Goes back down again, right thing to do, came off, no point risking out at this stage of the season, and he was replaced with Dele-Bashiru. Is there an argument for Adeniran in there? I think there probably is in an away game. He's got them legs, but you know, you've got to trust the gaffer. Bit of a flashpoint, 40 minute, free kick to them. It is a free kick, there's been a trip in there, not dirty one, I don't, just a trip. Windass just gets it way to try and stop him taking a quick one, which players do every minute of every game up and down country all over land. But that Marel throws ball in his face. You know, if ref sees that, I mean, it's unsporting conduct at a minimum, isn't it? But he doesn't see it. Or does he see it and just ignore it? You see, these are questions I'm starting to ask myself with officials down in 3rd Division. Oh yeah, he probably did see it and just thought, well. Brown gets booked just before the break. It's one of them funny ones because I don't think it was a nasty tackle. In fact, I don't even think he was attempting to tackle. I actually think, similar to James when he got his red card at Peterborough, I don't think he would attempt to tackle. I think he was attempting to block. I think he thought ball going that line. He slides across there. I think he's attempting to block. And his back trailing leg as he's sliding in catches their lad. It's a yellow card, rightly so, because it's late. Bit daft because it's a tackle he didn't have to make. It's a yellow card, free kick. And in a lot of ways, I thought he's lucky not to get a red, because although I don't think it's a bad foul, you know, it's a foul, but I don't think it's a bad one. It looks worse because he slides in. He slides in late. Like I said, I think he's trying to go for block, but it's late, reckless, I would say, in his timing. Yellow card. I think it's probably the right decision. If it had been red, would I have been shocked? No, I wouldn't. If it had been red, would I have complained? Probably not, actually. You know, if you go in like that late, you run that risk, and he's probably a little bit of a lucky boy with that one. I don't think there was any malice intended, but it were late, and plenty of times in the past we've seen reds for that. Dominic Iorfa, he gets booked early in second half, and it's over a time wasting infringement. And referees are so up and down with this, and it does piss me off. And the reason it pisses me off is we've seen teams come to Hillsborough, Wickham. There was one I did a video earlier in the season. A minute and 40 seconds to take a throw in. 1 minute and 40 seconds. And yet we had a game the other week. Will Volks. He gets booked for not taking a free kick instantly. It's 6 seconds. The foul is committed. Flint and Volks are walking towards the ball. Volks only decides Flint can have it. It's 6 seconds from the player getting fouled to Flint hitting it, and in that 6 seconds, referees booked Volks for time wasting. 6 seconds. Well, there's one this afternoon. It's a throw into Wednesday or a free kick to Wednesday. Palmer's got clipped down here, I think it is. And I offers down there, am I going to take it, am I not? Palmer's still sat on the floor. He gets up. And Iorfa gets booked for time wasting. I've had to stop watching out. It's 13 seconds. It's 13 seconds from foul being committed to him getting booked for time wasting. 13 seconds. Volks of the week, 6 seconds. And like I said, you've got teams a minute and a half to take a goal kick. There's no consistency to it. And I do think that some referees think that they're being strong by clamping down on a bigger club. And I really do. You can call me a Bertie Big Bullocks all you want. I really don't care, because I'm seeing it week in and week out. I'm seeing Accrington take a minute to take a throw in. I'm seeing Wickham take a minute and a half to take a goal kick. I'm seeing Will Volks go towards a free kick and get booked after 6 seconds for not just twatting it straight down pitch. There's no consistency. And I'm not saying that the EFL and refs have got out against Wednesday. I think it's in the individuals. I think it's in the individual refs' heads that I'm not going to take any crap from these lot. And I do think that's what it is. It's a much scrappier second half. Portsmouth are still on top, I'd say. Controlling ball, controlling midfield. They're still trying to get them wide overloads. Darren Moore's used some common sense. He's got James on for Brown because he'd got that booking at end at first half. And the way they were targeting wide areas, like I said, with them overloads, not too much of a push to think that somebody could get a second yellow somewhere along the line, which ironically later happened with Iorfa. Although that was a farce. Now, actually, I've got to talk about it because ball drops in. They're both going for it. Their lad turns inside. And they're running like that. He turns inside. Their legs get tangled together. That is literally all it is. Obviously, their lad goes over and milks it like players do these days. But it's literally a tangle of legs. And it's a yellow card. So it's his second yellow and he's off. So there's nothing we can do with that. We can't appeal it. It's not like a straight red. 2 yellows, he's off, and that's that. FA, we trust referee's decision, that's that. So he misses Bolton now, and it's a tangle of legs. And this is what I talk about consistency, because that's a tangle of legs. On an 86 minutes, we see a tackle that is also deemed a yellow card. I'll come to that. Fucking hell. They're still piling forward, they're still putting plenty of crosses in, and I've got to say that Flint, Firmao and Dawson and Iorfa before he got his marching orders, absolutely magnificent. Wednesday shuffle it about a bit. Palmer drops into that back three position as well. Never puts a foot out of place. And for all their ball, it is a little bit scrappy, and they're putting balls into the box. Wednesday are dealing with it. Their organisation at back's absolutely spot on. It's second to none in this division. And we talked about it all through last season when Wednesday were conceding sloppy goals, especially to aerial balls into the box. But they're tight this year. They're tight. And even when it's bobbling, that second ball, it's always a Wednesday player. It's always a Wednesday player clearing it, getting his head on it, getting his knee on it, stepping it way, taking a shot into bollocks, whatever it is. They're really organised, they're really compact, and for all they put in, Wednesday were never really under threat. And in fact, over 90 minutes, Dawson's only had 2 saves to make. For all that play that they had, probably best chance in second half is actually Windass. Reece James advances down left hand side, picks out a fantastic cross. He's a lovely crosser at bowling, by the way. They've always got that lovely spin on him. Lovely ball into the box. Windass diving header just wide at post. Might have been a fraction offside if it had connected. And in a way, maybe it's a good job it didn't go in, because it only would have led to disappointment of there being a big conflab with linesmen and it being disallowed, even though it was marginal, because that's what's happening in it last couple of months. They knock a free kick in from wide right position. Raggett gets up. Come to him later. Raggett gets up, good header. back across goal, and Lee Gregory's there. He's sort of just inside joint at post and barred, and he gets up there and nods it away. And that's what I talk about. Defending is a team job, and they've all stuck to the task today. I thought Smith were fantastic in closing down from front with Windass. Gregory's come on, he heads one away from under bar, and everybody to a man. And that's what it's about, getting results on road like that. Another 1-0 win, and they've all played a part by getting stuck in and doing that ugly side of the game. And then we come to what will be talking point at game, which is the assault on Dele-Bashiru. And it is an assault, it's not a tackle there. You can always tell how bad something is by the reaction of the other players around, can't you? You know. On Wednesday fans have accused the team over the last few years of being too sporting, you know, Corinthian spirit, and why do other teams go off alarming, and why do other teams harass refs and we just take it, you know, all that bit, and why do we roll over? Well, we don't anymore. And this assault, and that's what it is, the reaction of Wednesday's players when it happens is to get straight in there, and I haven't seen that for a long, long time, and that tells you how bad it is. But also tells you how bad it is reaction of their centre forward. When that assault happens, the centre forward, you look at it, he knows. There's a bloke thinking, oh God, he's walking for that. That's a fucking odd tackle. That's what he's thinking there. Well, better take a look at it, haven't we? Here we go. That is appalling. It's appalling. He'll say we're going football. He will say we're going football. But the thing is, Dele-Bashiru's got his back to him, and he chucks him in, and it's 2 feet, and they're both off the floor. Now, I'll say this. You can hammer somebody front back, and it can be free kicking, it can be a sending off. But you've got an element of control. As soon as you're going in with momentum, and both your feet are off the floor, what you're basically saying is, I don't give a fuck about this cunt. That's what you're saying. You're saying, I don't care if this ends his career. That is a complete shithouse tackle from an absolute coward. Honestly, that is a shocker. He could have easily finished his career with that. If Dele-Bashiru's studs were planted in floor, that leg is snapped. It's a disgraceful tackle. And the worst bit is, probably not what's going to happen. Now it's going to happen because the referee stood 2 yards away, has seen it all, and he's decided that's a yellow. So I know what's going to happen with that now. And that lad's got away with murder. That is a shocking, horrific tackle on a fellow pro. 2 feet off the floor, you've got no control over your body. Once you chuck your sen in like that, your body hurtling through air like that, you've lost all control. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop your sen in mid-air. It's a horror tackle from a shithouse. An absolute coward's challenge. Wednesday managed to see game out, and it's a shame because it was quite entertaining in a scrappy way as a spectacle. The tackles going in, thought Wednesday worked really hard. Bannon, by Dele-Bashiru actually, when he came on worked, I thought some of his passing choices weren't the best. Volk's in there, another superb game. The lads at the back, from Iofa before he walks, Flint, Palmer especially, thought they've all been absolutely fantastic. Bannon's passing always gives you something, it always gives you a chance on counter-attack. That was really good. Forwards have worked their arses off. And I'm delighted for Wednesday. I'm delighted that they've won. I'm delighted they've got another clean sheet. And I'm glad that Raggett's gone home with notes. I genuinely am. Because I was watching that and I last went, I hope you're not going to have your face like it is now when you're doing your video. Because honestly, I would already be furious. It's awful. Absolutely awful. Terrible. I hope he gets home and finds out their lass is shagging Milkman. Honestly, I do. Shocking. What a... No. I couldn't shake hands with him after that, me. No chance. No chance. But should we be surprised, this is a player who's had 65 cards in his career. 65 cards, Terrible. And you know what I do hate? I ain't read any press, I've not had time, but what I do hate, and I'll have a look after this actually, is when you then get managers coming out going, oh, he's not that type of lad. Oh, he's not that type of lad. Well, he is, isn't he? Because he did it. He's chucked himself in with absolutely no thought, or maybe he did have a thought, to hurt somebody. He's not that type of player. Yet he is, or he won't have done it. So let's not have any of that bollocks. He's gone in, could have finished him. It's a terrible tackle. Shocking. Not that type of lad. Aye, alright. Not that type of lad who's got 65 cards. No, not for me. Knob. Anyway, the main thing is Wednesday managed to hold on for that win. So, let's have a quick look how everything else panned out this weekend. Barnsley 3, Plymouth 0. That's a massive result, that. Plymouth trying to catch us up there. Phillips, Anderson and Cadden there, putting the Tykes 3 goals to the good. Ipswich, though, still trying to hunt us down, or hunt the top 2 down at least. 2-0 win away at Bolton. Young George Hurst with first and Burgess with the second. Also in the chasing pack, Derby County 3-2 winners away at Oxford United. Long and Joseph for the Hughes. Sibley and Collins. Sibley with a double. I keep wanting to see Dwayne Dibley. And of course Wednesday there, 1-0 winners down at Fratton Park. So what's that done to the table? Well, Wednesday's win keeps them 3 points ahead of Plymouth Argyle, who obviously lost today to Barnsley. 3-point lead for Wednesday, still got those 2 games in hand. Ipswich's win against Bolton keeps them in 3rd place, pressing Argyle there just 2 points behind, level on games played. And Barnsley's win, that pushes them further up the chasing pack, 66 points there, 6 points behind Ipswich Town. Derby still in the mix as well with their win at Oxford United. And Bolton slipping back with that defeat to Ipswich. Apparently they missed a penalty and all. So Wednesday still very much in the driving seat. Some big games coming up though. Friday night, Wednesday take on 6th place Bolton Wanderers, and then some big games Saturday. Derby away at Fleetwood, you've got to see an on win there. Ipswich, Shrewsbury Town. Shrewsbury not in bad form themselves, just outside the playoff spots. Maybe we can hope Big Shay Dunkley can do us a favour there. Plymouth playing the whipping boys, Forest Green, can't see anything other than an Argyle win there. So really puts the pressure on Wednesday to get a result there against Wanderers. And Barnsley, they'll be hoping to help cement a place by getting a result against Wycombe. Massive, massive game for Wednesday this Friday night.